All right. So, nobody's in here yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and start anyway. Sorry for the weird angle. Um, gonna keep using the tablet to go live for now. Uh, I prefer this. I'm still trying to figure out the kinks and the bugs on using my what's it called, the encoder for going live on the PC. So sorry for the weird angle. I am in the WMAC now studios. So we're gonna go over. I'm gonna start with going over the weekend preview for this weekend. Um, and then we'll go into a little bit, maybe, if anyone's interested, we'll go into some more Invicta stuff. And then at the end of the chat, I'm going to take your questions. So to start off this weekend, we'll start Saturday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern Time. There is XFC in Australia. There's an atomweight championship fight. The defending champ, Caleb Banney, is 4-2, and she's taking on fellow Australian Kim Piper, who is 1-0. Apparently, that is a 5-round fight. According to Tapology, I haven't seen either of these two fight. I just found out about this fight. I just wanted to let you guys know that it's happening. I don't know how to watch XFC. If I do, I will mention it on my what's it called, Instagram page. Both are cute looking, if that's what you're into. Other than that, not really sure about that fight, but it is news, so I had to let you guys know about it. Moving on to one of my favorite overall promotions. Only one fight for them this weekend, but it's Road FC 48. The undercard starts at 3 a.m. Eastern Time Saturday, so either wake up early or sleep in and then watch the replay. I'll be up at about 5 a.m. to go to work, and then I'll probably watch the replay later. They're big on promoting their atom weights and also some other some heavier women. They've had Gabby Garcia on. They've had the pro wrestler Yoshiko fight for them like 3 times now. Anyway, this weekend's fight is atom weight. So we have Yeji Lee coming in at 3-3 versus Mika Rai coming in at 3-0. Now Yeji Lee has fought all but one of her fights under Road FC, and all 6 of her fights, and now her 7th fight, have come against Japanese opponents. She is she's one of those well-rounded fighters. She's not like great at anything, but she's not bad at anything either. She trains with her cousin's husband's gym. It's called Team J or J Kick. He has like his own weird martial arts system that is like Taekwondo, but then also incorporates ground, and that's her base. She's well rounded. This is actually her first fight. No, and we're back. Having weird connections with the Wi-Fi here. Michael Anslone says, "Hey man, hey Michael, how you doing?" So Yeji Lee, a well-rounded fighter, not great, not bad at anything. Mika Rai, I've only seen one of her fights. Her first fight, her pro debut fight, was in Road FC last year. She won a decision based on the rules. Her opponent came in heavy, like so heavy that she got points deducted each round, and all Mika Rai had to do was survive the fight to win, and so she survived. I haven't seen any of her fights since then. Let's see who she beaten since then. She has defeated Mizuki Furuse, who was 1-2 at the time, and then she beat Pan Hui, who was 5-3 at the time. That's actually a pretty good win for over there. Predictions. Very tough fight to call. Let me see if there's any odds. No odds available on Tapology. Um, let's see, what's the height difference? Mika Arai has a 2 inch height difference, 5'3" versus 5'1". Mika Arai is older. I think she's like 25, 26. And she has the longer win streak. Yeji Lee's coming off of a loss, whereas Mika Arai has like a 2 or 3 fight win streak. It's hard to say. They're fighting in Wanju, which is Yeji Lee's hometown, where she last fought and lost against Tomo Maesawa. Sorry, guys, for the disconnect. So anyway, Yeji Lee, I think she's going to come in very hungry, hopefully not too emotional, and I'm going to bet on Yeji Lee by decision. She's not a big finisher. She has, out of her 3 wins, she got 1 submission. I'm going to go with Yeji Lee by decision in that one. So we're going to move on to one of the 2 big cards for women's mixed martial arts this weekend. UFC on Fox 30, Alvarez versus Poirier 2. The first fight on this card for women is actually the second fight on the card, but the first ladies fight, strawweight division. Randa Marcos coming in at 8-5 versus Nina Ansarov coming in at 8-5. So both 8-5 records. The Canadian Marcos fighting on home soil. The event's in Canada. Let's see. Ansarov has the height advantage by 1 inch. That's negligible. They're both 32 years old. Marcos is older by like 3-4 months. That's negligible. Marcos living and training out of Canada, and Ansarov training out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She's with American Top Team, alongside her girlfriend, UFC bantamweight champ Amanda Nunes. So Ansarov is always like one of those. She's another one of those well-rounded fighters. Not really great at anything, but not bad at. She's bad at nothing, but not great or stellar at anything. Marcos, she burst on the scene primarily grappling and wrestling heavy, and then she's developed her own unique striking style. The stance kind of reminds me of capoeira. I don't know if that's where that's from. Marcos is coming off of a win. She has alternated wins and losses since, I believe, 2014. Definitely since she got into the UFC. She's never won 2 in a row. She's never lost 2 in a row. Ansarov is coming off of 2 straight wins, whereas before she had 2 straight losses. One interesting factor coming into this fight. Marcos, while she's never won or lost 2 in a row in years, Marcos has also never lost in Canada. So which is going to cancel each other out? Is it the win-loss streak, or is it the fact that she never loses in Canada? Hard to say. I think this fight will largely be fought on the feet. On the ground, I'm going to give a slight advantage to Marcos. But I think overall, I believe that Ansarov, her overall skills are going to carry through. I think her star is on a rise. Marcos is going to just keep going win-loss, win-loss. Sorry, guys, I'm having connecting issues if this is still recording. Hope everyone stays if you're getting this. I'm going to keep going as soon as it tells me that's reconnected. Anyway, Marcos. And if you're not getting anything, please let me know in the chat. Marcos, I think she's going to keep just going back and forth, back and forth. If she loses, honestly, at this stage, I think it's best if the UFC maybe sends her down to Invicta or lets her go to another promotion and lets her go somewhere else and maybe rack up a couple wins in a row. Next fight on the same card. Why is this guy? Next fight on the same card, we're going to have Alexis still in the prelims. Alexis Davis at 19-7 versus Katlyn Chukagian 10-1. Why these two with this much experience are on the prelims? Well, it's a really stacked card. Otherwise, there would be no excuse for that. So Alexis Davis, let's see, coming in with stats here. Alexis Davis is 33 years old, 9 months. Chukagian, 29 years, 7 months. I don't even know what's recording at this point. Davis coming in with 2 straight wins, and Chukagian also coming in with 2 straight wins, it looks like. At least I think that's how that works. Let me see, look at the stats here. Yep, Chukagian coming in off of 2 straight wins. Also, so both coming in, 2 straight wins. Michael Angelone says, what do you think of JJ match against Tiny Tornado? I got JJ, but do you think by decision? I'm going to get to that fight next. So, Alexis Davis versus Chukagian. So, you got someone who is primarily a grappler in Davis versus primarily a striker in Chukagian, a volume striker, a very Holly Holm-esque type of striking. I think she lands a lot more than Holm, though. Davis, it mostly uses her striking to get into the range and clinch and try to get to the ground and use her submissions. Excuse me. So I think this fight really all comes down to who can implement their game plan better. Chukagian's very good at implementing her game, but then again, so is Davis good at implementing hers. Davis has more top flight fight experience against tougher opponents than Chukagian does. So it's tough to say. I'm going to stick my neck out here, and I'm going to go with Katlyn Chukagian by decision. But that's just a wild guess here. I just think Chukagian's star is on the rise. But then again, Davis might also be rejuvenated by the move down to flyweight. So we'll see. Either way, I think they're both going to stay within the top 10. I mean, they're both ranked around the same place in that division. So no matter who wins or loses, they're not moving up or down too far. Which brings us to the women's main event for the evening. It's not the main event. It's like the co-main event. Joanna Jacek coming in at 14-2 versus Tecia Torres coming in at 10-2. So both ladies, I believe, are coming in off of losses. Joanna, the former champion, coming in off of 2 straight losses, both to Rose Namajunas, the current champ. And Tecia Torres coming in off of only the second loss of her career to Jessica Andrade. This is going to be a very, very technical striking fight. So you have Joanna, who is very good at using her length, very good at using her reach, very good with using her kicks to keep distance, versus Tecia, who employs a fast, speed-reliant, darting in and out striking style. Very reminiscent of her nickname, the Tiny Tornado. The big question is, can Tecia Torres use her speed to get in, land some strikes, and then get back out? Or is Joanna going to be able to implement her game plan, which is, maintain distance most of the time and if she has to, use her very good Muay Thai weapons, her knees, her elbows, especially her elbows, in the clinch. Very hard to say. Tisha Torres is definitely coming in at the as the underdog, uh, rightfully so. But Tisha Torres also has, I believe, Tisha Torres has a better than average chance of winning this fight, based on the speed. Her heights and lack of length and reach are going to work against her, but I do believe that she can use that to her advantage. Well, not that. I believe that she is the fast. She's faster than Joanna, much faster than Joanna. She can definitely use the speed to her advantage if she gets in and out. She's going to have to be on her bicycle the whole time, much like she was in the first round against Andrade. Joanna, meanwhile, has to maintain her distance, maintain the reach advantage, use the push kick, use the teep, and land strikes at the distance. And if Torres comes in, she needs to punish her every time. She needs to land short strikes, elbows, knees, utilize the Muay Thai clinch. Um, I'm still going to go with Joanna in this fight, but I believe it would be very foolish to sleep on Torres in this fight. Still going to go with Andrade. Excuse me, Jan Jacek, but don't sleep on Torres. So we're going to move along further into Ryzen 11. So if you're finishing up UFC on Fox 30, it should finish up around 10, 11 o'clock. You want to stay up all night, punish yourself, watch Ryzen, good. I might try to stay up for these fights, but I will also might also just fall asleep and then catch the replay in the morning, because it is pay-per-view. It's on Fight TV. Very good app. A very good way to watch some fights. What I'll probably do is I'll probably start watching them, fall asleep from exhaustion, and then wake up and watch the rest in the morning. There are 1, 2, 3 ladies fights on early Sunday morning with Ryzen. We're going to start off in the super atomweight division, which is 108 pounds. Miyu Yamamoto coming in at 1-3. That's Kid Yamamoto's sister, for anyone who doesn't know who she is. Coming in 1-3. She has 1 win against Saori Ishioka, who's coming in with a 15-11 record. So Saori Ishioka, way more experienced, almost definition of a journeyman fighter. But then again, probably the problem with the JMMA scene, especially the women, is that they tend to face each other a lot. So their records a lot of them, their records always seem to hover around 500, unless they're into some extreme cam crushing. Saori Ishioka is not a cam crusher, so she faces a lot of good opponents, faces a lot of bad opponents. She's all over the place, so that's why she has the 15-11 record. Ishioka, very well-rounded, or definitely more well-rounded than Yamamoto. Yamamoto, her base is wrestling. Her family is famous for wrestling. She was a very famous wrestler in Japan. Let's see, Michael Anslone says, damn, I need to know more about Ryzen comments. Sorry, dude, I'm glad you're here to teach me about this. Thanks. Well, you're welcome, Michael. Don't feel bad for not knowing about Ryzen. You have to be truly dedicated to stay up that late and watch them. The last couple shows, I watched the replays, so even though I'm not that dedicated. Because their shows are on, they start in the middle of the afternoon. I don't know why Japan does that, but they start their shows in the middle of the afternoon. Probably because their shows go on for freaking ever. But, anyway, Saori Ishioka, way more well-rounded than Yamamoto, but Yamamoto is very good on the wrestling. However, her submission defense has shown some very poor holes. So, this fight basically comes down to which Ishioka shows up. The Ishioka who can win, or the Ishioka who gets into trouble and just has brain farts. We got another chat. Decoy says Miyu was a world champ amateur wrestler, athletic phenom. Shame she transitioned to MMA so late in life. I agree. A lot of these truly top flight athletic women in these other combat sports, they transition way too late. Young Moto, she waited until she was like 41, 42 to do so. Looks damn good for her age. Wish she would have done it earlier. But, hey, she's stayed successful in wrestling well into, you know, her late 30s, so it's hard to blame her. Getting back to what I was saying, it depends on which Ishioka shows up. The Ishioka who can beat good fighters, or the Ishioka who craps the bed and just makes dumb mistakes and loses. I'm still going to go with Ishioka by... I can't commit to a method, so I'm going to say Ishioka by decision. The very next fight is the next women's fight, and that's going to be at 125 pounds. We have one of Japan's biggest can crushers, Rin Nakai, coming in with a 22-1 record. Those only 2 losses came in the UFC at 135. After that was when she finally moved down into flyweight. Versus Shizuka Sugiyama, coming in with a 16-5-1 record. So, Rin Nakai, who's the one who trains with Cyborg, she is real muscular, says Michael Anslem. That is Gabby Garcia, the Freak Show. She's not fighting this weekend, and I don't care to ever cover her fights because what's the point? It's a Freak Show fight. I'd have to get a lot of people asking for me to really cover fights. Anyway, back to Nakai versus Sugiyama. So Nakai has a very strong judo base. Striking is, well, if you've ever seen her fight Misha Tate or who's the other one? Jessica Smith. Hey, we got some MMA Hole fans in the chat. Welcome, guys. Wonderful, wonderful. If you ever seen Rin Nakai striking, it is not good. Not good. Her extreme height, she's very short. That has always worked against her. Sugiyama, though, has had trouble in the past with against very good judokas. Her Sugiyama's last fight in Rizin, which was 2 fights ago, she lost to the very inexperienced Kana Watanabe. Watanabe was coming in at 1-0, but Watanabe was another very muscular, very strong judo with some good throws. Hey, the MMA holes are here. Welcome, guys. You guys are wonderful, wonderful. So Sugiyama has some trouble with some strong judokas, and Rin Nakai is a strong judoka, but Rin Nakai also isn't about the same height as Sugiyama. Sugiyama is coming in at 5'5". Rin Nakai is coming in at really short, 5'1". So Sugiyama has a 4-inch reach advantage. They're about the same age. Rin Nakai is coming in with 4 wins. Sugiyama is coming in with 1 win and a loss before that. If Sugiyama can keep her distance, I believe, and can avoid getting tossed by Nakai, then she can win. If she plays into Nakai's game, then Nakai will probably win. I think Nakai has always been overrated. I think she'll continue to be overrated, even after the losses in the UFC. She hasn't beaten anyone of note since then. Sugiyama, middling fighter, not great, but again, not terrible either. But I do believe that Rizin is bringing her back in to lose to Nakai. Nakai is probably the more marketable fighter based on, the whole weird, she's weird, but she also does pin-ups, and she's like one of those muscle bunny chicks. It's weird. What's going on in chat? A bunch of talking back and forth between the guys. Everyone's getting to know each other. So after that, we're going to move into the main event of Rizin. We're going back down to the super atomweight division. um, 108 pounds. So we have a rematch from New Year's. They had the super atom weight Grand Prix, and the finals were between Rina Kubota, and she was 7-0 at the time. Kana Asakura, or I'm sorry, Rina was 6-0 at the time. Kana Asakura was 11-2, I believe. Let's go back to that old fight. Give me a second here. So, that was Ryzen. Yeah, the World Grand Prix 2017 final round. That was New Year's Eve. Um, at the time, Asakura came in at 9-2. Rina Kubota came in at 5-0. A lot of people widely saw Kubota as the favorite, but Asakura was not to be slept on at the time because Asakura, very excellent wrestling, very strong wrestling background. Rina was doing good in that first match in the striking, but you could tell that she was very afraid of Asakura's takedowns. And what happened was Asakura got the takedown, and from there it was all over. She maintained control. She took Reina's back. She got the rear naked choke in and choked Reina unconscious. Reina didn't tap. That was Reina's first mixed martial arts loss. Reina was the tournament winner. So apparently this fight is for a different title. This is for the actual super atomweight title in Ryzen, I believe. Both fighters have taken fights since then. Asakura took one fight against Melissa Karagiannis at the last Ryzen event, which she won by decision. And Rina took an MMA fight in shootboxing, which was unusual. I mean, Rina's the shootboxing star, that she's the female star for that promotion, but they're actually like a kickboxing type promotion. So it was very unusual that she fought MMA for them. Anyway, Rina came in and got another win. So now they're having this rematch. At the last Ryzen event, when Asakura won, Rina came in and said, "Hey, I want a rematch. I think I can beat you." And it was obvious from then that that's what Ryzen wanted to do, because she wouldn't have gone in on her own. It was definitely up to Ryzen. I need a drink here real quick. I'm going to go with Asakura again in this fight. I believe that her ground skills are way better than Reina's. Reina is not shabby on the ground, but she hasn't been training it her whole life, where she is a striker. And, oftentimes when you have a wrestler who does okay striking versus an excellent striker who's okay on the ground, I have to tend to favor the wrestler overall, because she can get enough striking in to get the fight to the ground, which is exactly what Asakura did last time, and that was only 7 months ago. And I see the fight going a lot, much the same way the first fight did. I think it'll last a little bit longer. Maybe Rina will avoid the ground a little bit more. But I see Asakura winning either by submission or by decision. More likely by submission. We'll say second round this time around. Second round submission for Asakura. So that's the fights coming up this weekend. We only got a couple guys watching live. Not sure who all is watching live. I can't see the list. What's this button? Nope, that's not it. So guys, I'd like to talk a little bit more about my Invicta experience, if anyone's willing to hear it. Overall, I had an awesome time. I applied for the media credentials on a lark. I'd only been doing it, by the time I got there, I'd only been doing it for 7-8 months, and it was purely a hobby. So I had already bought my ticket thinking, there's no way they'll give it to me. Well, they gave me the credentials, so I was like, awesome. And let me tell you something. everything about Invicta is a top shelf experience. I went to the weigh-ins, and I was probably the only one of the, if not the only person there. I was one of very few people there who either wasn't working for Invicta or wasn't directly there supporting one of the fighters as either a teammate or a family member. And everybody there was just like so nice. Every fighter I approached was really nice and very humble. One fighter I met was Elise Anderson, and you could tell she's not used to um, people coming. You know, you can tell she's still new. She's not used to being treated like a star. She's not used to people coming up and asking for a photo. Uh, she was a little uncomfortable, I could tell. Felice Herrig, she was used to it by then. I also met Tanya Evinger. Um, Tanya Evinger, really nice. I didn't mention that me and her had gotten into it and gone back and forth on Facebook back during her controversial loss to Yana Kunitskaya. Tanya Evinger is real nice. Jin Yu Fry, really nice. Met Montana De La Rosa. Didn't recognize her at the time, but she was there with Jin Yu Fry. Got a picture of both of them. Everyone overall was really nice. And then the night of the event is, I mean, Invicta, you know, they are a small show, so they're super appreciative of their fans and the people that want to, you know, help them get their name out. So they're really cool. Everyone there was super nice. You know, I was just sitting there chatting with the production crew, cage side during the breaks between rounds. I chatted with Mike England, the referee. Everybody who was there was just like not only like above and beyond as a professional, but the experience overall was just super excellent. Everybody was really nice. I definitely recommend, even if you're not like a member of the media and you're just watching this for fun, if you can go to Kansas City, or if it's one of the, you know, the rare Invicta events outside of Kansas City and you're near there and you can go, guys, go. The most expensive ticket that night was $50, and that was in the orchestra pit right near the cage. It's definitely worth the money. And if you watched my other videos, you know that I said, you know, Kansas City is just an awesome place to go to. What else did I want to talk about tonight? Let's go into the chat. There's one person in there. Let's see. Michael Anslone asks, who is your favorite female MMA artist of all time? My favorite fighter is Gina Carano. Then he says people say Ronda was the first, but people forget Gina. I would say Gina was the first American women's mixed martial arts star. My all-time favorite female fighter, though, would be the current Road FC Atomweight champion, Sahi Ham. I've been following her career since 2000 and I believe 7 or 8. She made her debut against Hisei Watanabe. Watanabe was way more experienced and was a legit one-punch knockout artist. And Ham beat her by unanimous decision. Huge upset time. And Ham has had a lot of ups and downs in her career. She fought 4 times in the UFC. She won her second fight, lost the first, third, and fourth. The third and fourth fights were two. I thought they were terrible decisions. Both should have gone her way. Hey, that's life. That happens. Anyway, she left the UFC. She was fighting strawweight. Now she's back down to atomweight. She won the Road FC Championship by TKO against Mina Karobi, who is the Deep Jewels atomweight champ. And then she made her first successful defense back in December against the current Invicta champ, Jin Yu Fry. Jin Yu Fry, she decked her with I believe, a left hand straight to the chin, pounded her out to complete the technical knockout. Unfortunately, she broke her, I believe, left arm, broke this bone in that fight on Jinyu Fry's head. She had to have surgery. She's got like a plate and some screws in her arm now, permanently. But she just recently announced that she's back to competition and waiting to find out who her next defense is going to be. It might end up being against another Korean fighter, which would be a first for her. I don't think she's ever fought another Korean fighter. She's used to fighting either Japanese or other nationality fighters. Any other questions, guys? Okay, no other questions at this time. People were in and out. Maybe that's the connection issues. If so, if it was due to a connection issue, I apologize. I hope this is all recording. If not, it will be uploaded to my page. Guys, if you like the video, hey, someone else just came in. Welcome. You're a little late. If you have any questions, hurry up and post them in the chat. Nope, just still Michael. The other guy left. If you like this video, feel free, please, to give it a thumbs up. Any more questions, ask in the comments down below. And guys, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMAC now, the fastest growing women's mixed martial arts platform on YouTube. Oh, one more thing. Before I go, we are still going to run a contest. Be right back. When I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away this 11 by 17, I believe, Invicta FC30 event poster. So, I get to 100 subscribers. I'm going to take a list of all the subscribers, whether it's 100, 110, whatever. As soon as I notice I'm hitting 100, I'm taking that list. I'm going to enter it into one of those random generators, and whoever's name comes up will have this prize sent to them. So get your friends to subscribe. Get anyone you train with to subscribe. If you're a fighter, hey, subscribe. You probably might have one of these anyway, and you might win another one. In the coming weeks, I'm still going to be working on Invicta 30 fight reviews. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to work on the next one. I'm going to try to do some more over the weekend, along with the other event reviews for this weekend. But Invicta FC fights get top priority because I was there, and I really do feel like I owe it to everyone, especially the ladies who fought, to get those fight reviews done. So stay tuned for that, guys. And I believe I already said it, but I'll say it again. What are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMMAC now, the fastest growing women's mixed martial arts platform on YouTube. Michael Anzalone, before I go, says, your name is Chuck, right? Yes, my name is Chuck. Guys, have a good night.